What up, and welcome to the Hype and Cowl Podcast, where we discuss what's been done, what's done right, and what's just hype in comic books and pop culture. In this issue, we're sorting through the San Diego Comic-Con reveals, discussing the new old Robocop II, and we have a few special guests joining us here in the studio to tell us about Pokémon Go Fest. I am your host, Ryan Hoffman, the world's mightiest mortal, and here with me today is a co-host that's more machine than man, Jeremiah Goff. So without further ado...
In a court of law.
He's dead, Murphy.
You have the right to an attorney.
You're reading Miranda to a corpse.
Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3, Hut Hype and Cowl Podcast, live and uncut. All right, Jeremiah, what's popping off today?
How's it going, Ryan? San Diego Comic-Con has officially ended yesterday. And boy, oh boy.
We shouldn't be expecting any new reveals today.
No.
It should all be coming to a close. Well, I mean, if you think about it, we'll probably get an actual Venom trailer, because they screened a Venom trailer, a new Venom trailer, and all I've been able to find are descriptions. And I didn't even look into the descriptions or the reviews. I just kind of want to, go in blind.
That's how I am too. If I'm really excited to see a movie, I don't even want to watch the trailers.
You're 100% better off not watching the trailers anymore, because they reveal way too much.
Yeah, most of it.
So, San Diego Comic-Con, easily the biggest Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah.
Some people will make the effort to include San Diego in the title, but when you hear Comic-Con, you know what they're talking about. And I even remember back in the day, I was going to Comic-Cons for comic books and action figures. Go figure. The only thing that blows my mind are the people that romanticize so much about San Diego Comic-Con, but won't even attend a local convention.
Yeah.
Or something a little more out of the area. And the Pittsburgh Comic-Con used to be an official Comic-Con, but I think since the brand has expanded and become a little bigger, since the brand has become a little bit more, they've kind of chopped off the lower end conventions that share the same name. Like, instead of Pittsburgh Comic-Con being Comic-Con, it's now Steel City Con. And Steel City Con used to be a different convention altogether.
Yeah.
And but they have some people, I mean, I have seen in person and heard the man himself speak, Stan Lee, at Pittsburgh Comic-Con.
Since we're, on the subject of Steel City Con and things like that, we have our own local Comic-Con, PopCon, and it's hosted by Comic Book Paradise. Plus, it's going on August 26th and the 27th, so that's Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday, and 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Guess what, listeners? We're going to be there.
Yep, both of us, the two of us, one day or the other.
We do have a spot on 13 Palm Trees. They have a booth, and we're going to be up there with them, hanging out.
Yeah, they'll have some dope shit for sure.
Yeah, they have artists up there, comic artists.
They've really had a real solid artist alley. They've always had interesting guests, fun events going on, prizes and such. I mean, it's one of the better conventions in the immediate area. And I'm not just saying this because we're directly affiliated with it. These are facts, my guy.
If you're a collector and you're looking for that action figure, they're probably going to have it. Video games, old school and new school, props, replicas.
Yeah, bring your money.
For sure.
Bring your fucking money. I mean, it's going to be fun just to walk around, pick up a few things, see your friends, see the costumes. Yeah. That's great. But make sure you bring at least $10. Help the cause for sure.
Yeah.
Don't loiter. Don't be a little bitch. And they're also going to have probably the best barbecue in the area, stationed outside. It's a blast. It's definitely fun. It's always a good time. Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely be there with the rest of the 13 Palm Trees fam.
Since we're still on Comic-Con, let's go back to San Diego Comic-Con.
All right. Taking it back.
What did you find interesting? What was your favorite thing about the Comic-Con this year?
We were there in spirit.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite reveal, especially in the category of cinematics, Shazam.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, dude. If you don't fuck with Shazam, I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
That trailer was perfect. I mean, everything. There was one thing that I noticed that I wasn't super on board about, and that's in the most recent promo image that was revealed for, I think, Entertainment Weekly. Mm-hmm. It shows Captain Marvel, a.k.a. Shazam, hanging out with his foster brother. And in that image, his boots are like sandals. You see the exposed bodysuit. Yeah. Definitely giving it more of a sandals look, a sandals feel, because his power set is based off of the Greek pantheon. Mm-hmm. And, Shazam stands for the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the endurance of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury. So he's got essentially Superman's power set, but he's got a little bit more going on.
Yeah.
And, you hear strength of Hercules and then power of Zeus, and you want to know what is the difference between the two. But the power of Zeus is more so his mystical, magical side.
Yeah.
So, he does have magical abilities. He has the control over lightning to some extent. And then he just emits like a magical aura. So whenever he tangles with Superman, and I don't know if they're going to like introduce this idea into the cinematic universe, but Superman is weakened by magic.
Who is going to be the main villain in Shazam? Did they reveal that? Or do we know?
I think it's Dr. Savini, I think his name is.
I see in the trailer where he's like, "Oh, you're a bad guy," and he goes to punch him, but the bad guy catches his punch or whatever. So, but it didn't really say who he was. Or...
Yeah, I don't know if the villain in Shazam, if he shares the power set of his comic book counterpart.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think they just took the name and took the figure and kind of like molded it into like what they needed for the movie. But dude, the trailer looks super dope.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the movie looks dope. The trailer was so well done. All the narration wasn't forced. Anymore, it's hard to come across narration that's not exposition.
Yeah.
Where it's not like everything is being explained to you. And that was one thing I didn't like about the Aquaman trailer. And we'll talk about that next.
Okay. It's like they took the movie with Tom Hanks, Big, and was like, all right, but instead of the kid just being a grown-up, we're going to make him into a superhero.
Yeah.
So that's what it felt like to me. It seems like it's going to be just as good as that movie.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And it's definitely a step in a different direction for the DC EU.
Yeah, it's not dark, gloomy, or, full of chaos or depression.
Yeah, and it's great that it still takes place in that universe. Marvel does a pretty good job of, like, switching it up every now and then.
Yeah.
Like, with Ant-Man's more of, like, a heist movie.
And comedy.
Yeah, and I think they can do a little bit more with their genre. But I like seeing the DCEU grow and not be just rebooted.
Yeah.
Like, they're forcing their characters to grow into what the audience is expecting.
Yeah.
So Aquaman, I mean, it looks cool. I'm sure the movie is going to play out all right. I didn't love the trailer. I wasn't obsessed with the trailer. Like, I think the narration was a little more expositional, and that annoys the fuck out of me. Just show me what's going on. And there was even a little bit of that in the Shazam trailer.
Yeah.
And we can say that about pretty much any movie that's come out in the last 4 years.
Now, you think they'll address him as Captain Marvel in Shazam?
No.
Because it's going to be so confusing.
Yeah, they've rebranded him the last couple of years to really just... Because a lot of people called him Shazam anyway.
Yeah.
So it's hilarious how both Captain Marvels are getting a movie. I mean, are they both coming out this year? I had some sort of idea.
Captain Marvel comes out March of 2019, I do believe. We don't get any more Marvel movies this year. We get Aquaman December 21st this year. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know when Shazam drops. I don't know if they had a release date or not. But I probably would say you got Captain Marvel in March. And then Avengers 4 after that. But someone is going to die in the Avengers. He or she ain't coming back.
Man.
For sure.
I saw an interview where one of the directors, producers, whoever the fuck, went out to say that the deaths in Infinity War are real deaths. Like, they mean something. Like, they're dead. And it's like bullshit.
No.
Like, you can't even, I don't give a fuck if they're dead. If I know they're coming back to life, then we're Gucci.
Yeah.
If we know the sequels that are coming out, like, you can't double back on it and be like, no.
But if we weren't such nerds, imagine just like, let's say your dad has been following just the movies because he likes movies and enjoys films, and then he goes to see Infinity War and he's just like, holy shit, they are all dead.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah, a lot of people thought that. I had a friend who took his 6-year-old daughter to see it, and when Spider-Man died, like, they had to leave the movie theater, and he was pissed. He was like fighting with his kid and fighting with his wife. They were gone. They were out of there.
What have you walked out of a movie before?
I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie.
Really? Even if it like sucked or it was too scary?
No, I don't think.
Oh man, me and Skylar went to go see the movie Bug. I can't even describe. I don't even know who plays in it or anything. I just remember when we sat down. I think 20 minutes went by and we were like, this is terrible. And then I think one year I went to go see the remake of House on a Haunted Hill. Mm-hmm. And I was fine watching the movie. I guess I went with her, and I guess my mom freaked herself out. She got scared, and she convinced me to leave, talking about, like, are you sure you want to watch this? Like, you don't want to have nightmares tonight, blah, blah, blah. I'm like... Well, now that you're saying that I want to get out of here. I don't want nightmares.
I had to leave either the original Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2 because all the web slinging made my mom throw up everywhere.
Oh, okay.
She threw up on all the kids in front of us and in the row in front of us. And then she yelled at them for being too loud in the movie theater. So one thing I can say about Aquaman is I really didn't know how they were going to tie this movie together.
Yeah.
Like, what was going to bring him to Atlantis? Because we see a little bit of it in Justice League, and he gets what he needs, and then he bounces. And then even at that point, like, his presence is questionable. So I'm like, what? How are they going to make him the king? But, you know, when they tie in the fact that his half-brother is trying to take the throne, and by doing so, he's going to declare war on the surface world, and it's up to him to take the mantle just so he could prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty good way of going about it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Aquaman's got a pretty interesting power set. We all know that he can control sea life. That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
But he's also super strong. I mean, he lives in the bottom of the ocean. You know,
Yeah.
that's in his genes.
Of course, I didn't know he was like half Atlantis, half surface world. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I think that's kind of outplayed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not OG because the Submariner, Namor from the Marvel universe, that's essentially his backstory as well. Like, his father's a sea captain.
Yeah.
And his mother's an Atlantean queen or princess. But it's funny because, like, Namor is also classified as the first mutant. I mean, if you're familiar with the character, you know that he's got, like, little wings on his feet.
Yeah.
And he can fly. And you're like, well, that doesn't scream bottom of the ocean, like little Captain America wings attached right at the ankles. But, like, that's his dormant mutant gene from his father. So that's not, like, a trait that all Atlanteans have.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Aquaman can fly. I think he can in some iterations. It's easy to scoff at Aquaman.
Yeah.
You know, like, who the fuck is Aquaman? Like, he just talks to fish. He can breathe underwater. There was a Marvel and DC crossover where it was Aquaman facing off with Namor. And Namor also has super strength. He's also an OG badass. He's one of the most hard-ass motherfuckers in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
So you would imagine immediately, like, Namor's going to take this. You know, Namor's going to fuck him up. But all Aquaman had to do was, like, and he just put him on his knees. And Namor's like, what the fuck is that? He was like, oh, you can't control sea life? I can. You know?
There you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, Aquaman looks interesting. I wasn't, like I said, the trailer, I watched it once, and I'm like, it did its job.
Yeah.
It did its job. But, like I said, the Shazam trailer, I loved. The Godzilla trailer was also dope. And, of course, I reported back a few episodes ago that, like, they're going to bring all the monsters in.
Yeah.
They're going to bring...
You think that's going to spoil us, though?
All the monsters at once?
Yeah, like...
I think they're just going to try to get them out of the way so we can see Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're going to do 11 Godzilla movies.
Yeah,
like they
which
used
makes
to do.
sense.
Yeah.
It seems like the whole plot of the movie is that one doctor or scientist was just like, we have to release these monsters in order for, like, balance to set in. Because if they just lay dormant, like, eventually it's just going to be too late.
Let's see. Also, reveal that we got... I assume this was also a San Diego Comic-Con reveal as well. The new Titans trailer. Mm-hmm. And I was impressed. I was also depressed. I'm torn apart by the phrase, fuck Batman. You know, you want to be like, man, that's badass. But also, it's like, we're pushing a little too hard with this. And to be honest, man, I just think Dick Grayson looks dorky as fuck.
Yeah.
I think his haircut is stupid. I think his costume is stupid. I think his face is stupid. I think everyone's face is stupid in this fucking live-action Teen Titans. And it's crazy because we've known for a while this was coming out. Originally, TNT was going to put it out.
Yeah.
They flashed the green light on it, and then they eventually were like, we're just going to scrap this. And I think that's when, like, the DCEU was, like, taking a lot of hits.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and let go of this property. And I think they toyed with the idea of putting it on the CW naturally. And then I heard that it was going to be exclusively for their streaming service. I had no idea it was going to be a mature show. Once he said fuck Batman, I was like checking everything. I was like, this can't be real. I was like looking through Facebook and seeing who shared it, who made the trailer, like where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I give a fuck about that trailer. Everything else was just garbage.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to tell you, I don't care about it one bit.
This is what the Titans show has against it already, is that people were unhappy with Teen Titans Go. And even in the comic books, the new 52 version of Teen Titans definitely kind of slowed down the sales. And I think that this is just going to further damage the brand. I think it's going to be real divisive. And I think the people that are making the series, they're like, all right, all these late 20-some-year-olds, that were upset because they are fans of the original Teen Titans series, and then we switch it to that Powerpuff Girl shit. This is what they want now, because they're of the age that they want to see Robin say fuck Batman. Like, they're mature consumers now.
Yeah.
But Robin does look dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
His face is stupid.
You see Beast Boy, he looks even worse.
Does he even transform in the trailer? Or is he just like, I'm green?
I think he just grows fangs and maybe a tail.
And even the suit, like, everyone's like, yeah, Robin's suit looks super ill. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, no, it really doesn't. Whatever. Fuck Robin. That's what I'm saying. Fuck Batman. Fuck Robin.
Yeah. Did you happen to watch the Glass trailer?
No, that's something I didn't do. The Glass trailer.
I mean, M. Night Shyamalan is hit or miss on
Yeah,
a lot
for
of
sure.
movies. But him going along with this project, I feel great about it.
I fucked with Unbreakable back in the day. A lot of people saw Split thinking that it was just like a thriller, and they had no idea what that last segment, what that last scene meant.
Because I didn't either.
Unbreakable is such an abstract, it's such an underrated and abstract approach to the superhero genre. And this was before it was really something to get into. So, Robocop. Mm-hmm. So just to, because I know we've been talking about Robocop and a lot of these like retcon sequels where you go back and you actually just erase the sequels or the prequels or the other movies that take place within the continuity, and you just kind of try to reestablish what was good about the franchise. Robocop is actually taking place, listen to this, it's going to take place before the second movie. It would be pretty standard news if we were like, yeah, this is going to take place, this takes place within the original continuity, and it's going to disregard the reboot completely. But this movie is going to replace Robocop 2, my friend.
Oh, okay.
It's not like this movie takes place after the third movie or after like the 1994 Canadian live action Robocop TV series.
I thought you were saying it was going to take place in between 1 and 2.
No, this is going to replace 2.
Okay.
So it's not even like they're sandwiching it in between. Like, this is going to be a direct sequel to the original movie, and they're going to completely wipe away 2 and 3. Mm-hmm. And 2 and 3 are, they're received in different ways. A lot of people love the ridiculous gore. A lot of people think that 2 was real shoddy and didn't live up to the first one. I saw both of those movies as a kid, so I have fond memories.
Yeah.
Of watching some ridiculous shit that fucked with my head for a few days.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing RoboCop as a kid, but only on television, so like all the gore stuff was out. But then I think I came across it on Showtime or HBO one time, and I was like, I had no idea this shit was in this movie. Like, this is
fucked up.
Yeah, it's brutal.
This movie is actually going to adopt the original script for the second movie. They're doing some crazy shit in movies.
That's what they're doing with the newest Terminator 2 as well, right? They're keeping 1 and 2, and this one's going to be like 2.5.
Like, even like the Terminator movie doesn't go back in time and take place within that original time frame.
Yeah.
Like, it takes place during present day.
Yeah.
But it's just the direct sequel to the original installment. It's not a stretch with Terminator. They're doing that shit all the time. They're rebooting timelines and all that shit. So it's just pretty wild. But we're used to that, where they're just expanding or inserting movies and storylines here or there. They're doing the same thing with the Predator. But the fact that they're just replacing the original sequels with a sequel that was the actual original sequel with the original writer.
I'm already lost,
dude. It's fucking crazy. Like, I've heard good things. And I've heard bad things about the RoboCop reboot. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it personally. I mean, it looked, like a different movie. Yeah. And I'm sure it definitely played out to be a different movie. I mean, it was PG-13, wasn't it? Yeah. I saw the trailer, and, like, RoboCop was looking dope. And they're like, can we make him black? And I'm like, what the fuck? we need this motherfucker to jump higher. Yeah. So, just to go on with a little more live action news here. The Umbrella Academy. Are you familiar with the Umbrella Academy?
Is that Resident Evil?
No. That's the Umbrella Corporation. So, the Umbrella Academy is coming to Netflix in 2019, and it's a comic book that's created by Gerard Way and Dark Horse. Gerard Way being, of course, the lead singer for My Chemical Romance. And he's been doing this book for a minute. Oh. Yeah. And it's got Ellen Page in it. She is playing Vanya Hargreaves. Okay, I'm not even gonna. She is playing the white violin, and Mary J. Blige is in this shit.
Wow.
As Cha Cha. So I'm not familiar with the title. I'm not familiar with the characters. I just thought it'd be neat to report on. I'm gonna check this shit out.
Oh yeah,
because I've always skimmed through it, and it's a pretty interesting premise, and the names are dope too. So this is just the synopsis that I got off the interwebs, and it's the Umbrella Academy is a dysfunctional family of superheroes. The Monocle, Space Boy, the Kraken, the Rumor, the Seance, Number 5, the Horror, and the White Violin, who work together to solve their father's mysterious death while coming apart at the seams due to their divergent personalities and abilities. I think that sounds pretty dope.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty fun.
And this is going to be live action.
And this is going to be live action.
Nice.
Netflix exclusive, so you know that's going to be dope. I mean, you know
Let's
they're
hope.
Yeah, you know it. They're not going to be afraid to do certain
Netflix
things.
OG shows have been falling downhill lately.
Yeah. So, also, Sony drops The Crow completely.
Yep.
And, we saw it coming. To be honest, I think that Jason Momoa leaving the project just piled on too much bad press and negative thoughts towards the franchise and the reboot altogether. So they're like, all right, well, this definitely isn't the right time.
Yeah.
I think they could find a guy that probably fits a little better. If this movie is made in the next 3 years, they'll probably get some dork like Johnny Depp to play him. I don't know. Johnny Depp's creeping up there, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's an
getting
older
pretty
guy.
old, man.
We're older guys. Who would be a good Crow?
A good Crow?
Yeah, if you had to cast someone, who would you like to see as the Crow?
Kelly Osbourne.
Dude.
Make a perfect Crow.
What's super interesting about this is that I had no idea that, even though I had reported on the subject a few times, I really wasn't under the impression. I had no idea that Sony was putting this movie out.
Yeah.
I had no idea this was a Sony project. I think that's more of like a recently acquired property within the last 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Now knowing that Sony is doing The Crow and also possibly doing Spawn, there's the crossover we need. I mean, that would be a sick crossover because they both kind of have that same, like Risen by Hell or whatever the fuck, that paranormal after death superhero. That'd be fun.
Speaking of hell, Ryan.
So Jeremiah, you got a snack report for us today?
Yes.
People loving the snack report. I'm getting all sorts of comments, messages.
heard.
People said, bring back the snack report. Make it a segment for each and every episode. We're hungry for content. We're hungry for snack news. Give it to us.
All right, buddy. This week in snack news, we have a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup whipped cream. So you can put them on your fucking pancakes. Hershey also has one. Hershey's chocolate. Not a lot of going on in the snack world this week. And then we have one more thing. Little Debbie came out with a turtle cupcake with the chocolate caramel and pecans.
Which I love turtles, man. I fuck with them.
Looks slamming. Other than that, that's all I got. I mean, you got anything? Well, no, Wendy's has the $1 Buffalo Ranch chicken sandwich out right now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go get some today. They're only $1, and they taste delicious. I had one yesterday.
This is why you're here.
Yes.
Dude, you got the snack news on deck.
I'm trying to be on top of it.
The only snack news I have is Picklesburg is going on, or was going on in Pittsburgh, Pickle Fest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I've got a few people bringing me a couple things for the snack report.
Dude, they got Pierogi Fest up there. I missed.
What is better than a pierogi? Like, what potato product is better than a properly cooked pierogi? Buttery, garlicky, delicious.
My tummy's growling now.
Dude.
Yes, nacho fries are back. We talked about that a couple episodes.
Very good.
They are back. I didn't see any images from Comic-Con about it, though, which I was upset because they made it the whole Demolition Man, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything. Maybe if I go on Taco Bell's actual website or Twitter.
You know, to even expand on that news, the last episode, I was like, yeah, they're doing this, and they're doing a little bit of this. You know, a lot of promo images, maybe some free rentals. They're actually doing pop-up bars. They're actually doing pop-up Taco Bells in the motif of Demolition Man. So they're even taking it a step further.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, you know that I haven't been fucking with meat for a couple weeks now, and, you know, there's nothing that satisfies like a bean burrito. Meat-free, hearty as fuck, delicious, all over your shirt. Hey everyone, this is Ryan Post. I thought I'd jump in real quick and let you know that we are experiencing some technical difficulties, unbeknownst to Jeremiah and myself at the time, so I thought I would let you know that you most definitely missed out on our extremely epic and very thorough introduction into our next segment, which was actually recorded at the 13 Palm Tree Studios here in Fairmont, with special guests Evan Cole and AJ Riggenbach, who just got back from a very intense quest to Chicago to partake in the Pokemon Go Festival. So I hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe, share, friend, whatever. It's lit. This is the first time we've been in this studio.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the first
Dude,
time
your guys' mic sounds stellar. This shirs, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it smells good, too.
Oh, you got that new mic smell?
I want to taste it, but I know Daniel Bonder's been down here. All right, everyone. We are actually on location at the 13 Palm Tree Studio, coming to you live from the past. Joining us here today is a couple of the best there ever was, Evan Cole and AJ Reisenbosch.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's pronounced.
Really?
Gucci. Yeah.
It's not Rickenbach?
No, I told you it was
Or
Reisenbosch.
Rickenbach?
Reichentosh.
Riggenbach.
Rickenbach.
Yeah, I pronounce the CH. I find it's very important.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but I do. I don't even know who I am anymore.
So we actually have you in the studio today to tell us a little bit about Pokemon Go Fest.
First question, how many drugs did you consume on the way there?
We did.
None, actually.
None.
Yeah.
None on the way there. That is true.
So it was in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
How many days?
2, but we only had tickets to 1. You can only get tickets to 1.
Okay.
Oh,
because
shit.
last year it was so just fucked up and people had so many network issues
Yeah.
that they actually got sued. For $1.3 million, I think.
Yeah,
And they
like-
gave everybody there $100 worth of in-game currency just to say,
Wow.
like, sorry we fucked up so bad.
So like they have like a central hub and everybody connects to it?
Yeah, well,
Or-
the problem was last year is that you're playing a mobile game and you have 30,000 people on their cell phones, just like you would go to like a Nicki
Yeah.
Minaj concert and you can't, or Warped Tour, and you can't get on your phone.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. So you can't pull data. Nobody can play the game.
Yeah. Dude, that's insane.
I had no idea that it was official enough to warrant tickets.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I thought it was something like, someone on Facebook like threw it up and was like, hey, we're all getting together this day, this time, like show up.
Oh, no. They actually, they sold out within 10 minutes this year.
Yeah.
They sold 22,000 tickets in 10 minutes.
Yeah, and even then you could only buy tickets for one certain day. You couldn't buy them for both because they
Yeah.
were still trying to make sure they got the most people they could
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
event.
Were there other things going on? I mean, because you hear fest, you think festival, food, music. I mean, or was it just all Pokemon all day?
They had a little bit. They had food trucks going on, but the thing about it was there was a Taste of Chicago festival going on in like a park behind us. So they only had 6 food trucks for like 20,000 people.
Yeah.
Because
And-
all the other food trucks are at the
Yeah.
other
And
festival.
you're going to wait like 3 fucking hours just to get
Yeah, we didn't
something
fuck.
to
We
eat.
didn't fuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But no music, nothing?
No.
Well,
they had DJs at each.
Of course
like,
they had
individual.
DJs, yeah.
They didn't really play. They played like kind of like trancey hip hop stuff.
Did
and
it
then-
make
yeah.
Did it make it look like a map? Like
Yeah, yeah. There were
like towns
four
and
different
areas?
4 different habitats.
Okay.
There was a volcanic habitat, a glacial habitat, a jungle habitat, and a
Desert habitat.
desert habitat.
Nice.
Which I couldn't fucking play in
Was
all day.
was there exclusive Pokemon there?
Yeah, each habitat had different shit spawning, like based on
Yeah.
what was going around it. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
that
crazy.
and they had the regional exclusive because they have regional ones and everything.
Yeah.
Like from the U.S., it's Tauros. From Europe, it's Mr. Mime. They had the one from India, Torkoal from the 3rd gen.
Okay.
which that was pretty cool. And a
Yeah.
bunch of unknowns, which you can't find anywhere for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Dude, I haven't touched Pokemon Go since everybody was hacking their phones to walk around
Yeah,
wherever they
that's-
wanted to.
That's still a thing. That's still.
Oh
a
yeah, I'm
problem.
sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's never gonna die.
The way it tracks your distance is via like GPS location, not your actual steps. So like every 4.5 minutes, it'll just ping where you were based on where you are. And so basically, say you went, like 100 yards this way and 100 yards back to where you started, and that took 4.5 minutes. It would give you 0 distance.
I remember I went to like New York and shit while I was sitting in bed on at home. Just went to New York and got all those like Pokestops and shit like that. I remember doing that.
Yeah,
Hey, fucking cheater, man.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that was like
What a new move.
that's like what 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been out for like 2 years and like 2 weeks at this point. I think July
and now you
7th.
guys can you guys trade now?
Yeah, that just came in like the past couple of
So
months.
you like have friend codes. You can add friends, trade.
Send them fucking gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now is that all the extent of your Pokemon? Do you play VG? Do you play TCG?
I mean, I did back in the day.
Yeah.
I still played like the main series titles and everything.
Yeah.
And I played, as any kid did. I used to go to the Screamathons at Toys R Us and
Yeah.
do those tournaments back with the card game and everything.
Okay.
But I haven't played the card game since like Team Rocket expansion,
Yeah.
Gym Leaders
Yeah.
expansion.
Every kid did not do that, by the way.
I think a good amount of, maybe. You guys didn't play the card game back in the day?
I mean,
I
we
didn't
probably
roll up to Toys
I
R Us with my crew
I think-
and throw down.
us, the extent of me playing the card game when I was a kid was just like on the front porch with the neighborhood kids with pebbles and shit, like for hit markers
That's
and things
true.
like that. I never went to like a mall or
Oh
you
no,
know, a
I went to
comic shop.
DNS every Friday.
Yeah, see,
I went to Toys R Us I was the nerd that showed up with the fucking Japanese cards and was like, "Do you mind if I translate these so I could play with them?"
yeah.
So you were putting in work
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God for my parents,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I mean, but
My
I
poor
recently
dad.
got back into it. I think 2012 is when I got into it. 2013.
Well, there was a big resurgence, like really just throughout young adults.
I think, when Pokemon Go came out, it really
Oh,
brought
dude,
the
yeah.
brand back.
For sure.
And I mean, even right before then, I remember that, and you would even think that they wouldn't even have the idea of Pokemon Go if they didn't know that like people were still interested in Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Because-
it's a lifelong brand, man.
Because like I said before, like everyone was super hyped on Pokemon Go. I remember everyone hopping on Facebook and they're like, "All right, man, I'm back in Pokemon. Like, are you back? What's going on? Are we all in?"
I think, I mean,
I mean,
for a little while there, it definitely kind of solved, like they just like brought some world peace for like
Yeah.
a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah,
Everybody
it
was
definitely
playing.
got people out and everything. And of course, it went viral, but
And it died off
it was
just like everything
It was
else.
good for it was a good cause for why it went viral.
Yeah.
I remember like seeing articles of like kids finding dead bodies.
Yeah, that's some
And,
Stand By Me shit.
Yeah, and like kids going into police stations and things like
Yeah.
that, and cops like
Yeah, and like military bases.
having to arrest people for trespassing and shit like that.
Well, we took care of that back in the day.
Sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to bump into
I
you.
apologize. But yeah, back in the day, there was a you remember you played back when it first started. You
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
the
yeah.
step tracking system?
Yeah.
Where it was just like you just had footprints near a Pokemon, and it told you how close you were to that Pokemon, and it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Now they converted it to your nearby is only in your Pokestops, so it kind of steers you away from wandering around in people's yards.
Yeah, they
and,
want
like-
you to like go stay
To
in,
landmarks,
like, parks
yeah.
and landmarks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
Even though they had us hanging out in the graveyard on East Side till like 4 in the morning.
I'm surprised we never got cops.
Yeah,
up in that.
like they would patrol Palatine Park, which is lit up and is a public area that you're allowed to be in at night.
Yeah.
But yet,
We're fucking knee deep in 2 feet of grass at
Yeah.
3 in the morning, like 40 people deep, just rolling around in a graveyard.
Yeah.
yeah, like the cop just looks in from the road and he just sees like these glow of lights in the graveyard.
Yeah, I remember Fox's even doing a promotion too. Like you got 10% off if you came and got like a pizza and showed them that you had Pokemon Go on your phone, because like there was a Pokestop right there on like a little landmark.
Yeah, it's
thing.
actually a gym now.
Nice.
Can you like apply to be a Pokestop? Like, how does that work, or is it just absolutely
No,
random?
I think just the company, Nantech, whatever.
Niantic.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can apply for a Pokestop, but the thing is, the way they made Pokemon Go was based off a game called Ingress that they made. And then basically Nintendo was just like, hey, that's really cool. Here's our license. Make Ingress into a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
But if you're high level in Ingress, you can take pictures of places and submit to make portals, quote unquote. And then those in turn become Pokestops in Pokemon Go.
Wow.
Yeah, there's actually been some code that they've dug out while scraping the APKs and stuff that allows you to add Pokestops, but it's just not implemented in the game any way whatsoever yet.
APK is an Android program kit, by the way. So basically they mine the data in the program. But
Yeah, we get it. You're fucking nerds.
yeah, exactly. Why else would you have us here?
But you can say like, I don't want to be a Pokestop. Like, I'm tired of these kids and my shit.
Oh
like,
yeah,
get them out of here.
Yeah. They have had Pokestops removed, and you can even like have them turned off at night. Like certain parks and places with like
Oh, okay.
gazebos, that
Yeah.
have like events that like families rent out. They don't want people, coming up.
Yeah,
and,
just wandering around and
yeah.
stuff.
So they turn those. They get those turned off if they want to, via Niantic.
That's crazy. So how many Pokemon do you have?
In my Pokédex or
Yeah.
like total caught.
Total caught right now.
Oh,
You got-
let me
yeah,
get
Oh,
it.
you gotta
whip them
check.
out. Whip them out.
You should know this.
Dude, it's a fucking blur at this point, dog. I've been playing this game for 2.5 years.
And how many of those Pokemon were caught under the influence of substances?
A pretty good amount of them, I would say.
What's your guess on how many Evan has?
Well, let's see. There's only 150 Pokemon, so
there's like 380 something.
okay. All right. The little that I know of Pokemon, I know this.
I mean, you knew
there's
Gen 1.
150 Pokemon.
151
Yeah,
in Gen 1.
151. Gen
Yeah.
1.
You're forgetting Mew.
You fucking pleb.
You turd.
Well, what about Mewtwo?
Mewtwo comes
150.
before Mew.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's
How does he
150.
come before Mew? And he was created. Does that count?
It's because Japanese people.
I mean, is
right
he?
to left.
Yeah, he's a Pokemon, but is he like a Pokemon plural, or is there only one Mewtwo?
There's only one Mewtwo.
So when Mewtwo dies, 150 Pokemon.
I guess theoretically, yeah. All right, but how many Pokemon do I have? Take a guess.
138.
I'm gonna put like my number close to 1,000 almost.
man.
988.
Oh, when you laughed at my 138, I was like, that way over. I shot way too high on
And
that.
AJ, I'm gonna guess he's got
138.
633.
I like your dedication to the number.
All right, spill it.
You first?
Yeah, okay, so I did take a break for a year, but total I have caught 12,942 Pokemon.
Oh my god.
I have 30,140.
What's your strongest Pokemon?
My strongest Pokemon is a
Snorlax.
Slacking, right? Slacking? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
4,103 CP Slacking.
Wow.
I have 3 of those.
What's yours, AJ?
My Mewtwo, that's 3960.
Nice. Now what? Did
The
you
only
get Zapdos?
Mewtwo.
Yeah, we just actually got back from Zapdos Day today.
I was gonna say, yeah, Zapdos Day was what, yesterday or
It was today.
Oh, it's today.
Yeah, it was from 2 to
Shit.
5 today.
We're talking Pokemon by the individual. I'm
All right,
talking
so you
about
wanna,
like
like-
old school rules. I'm talking about like
Okay.
how many Pokemon do you have?
Oh, so you're saying like individual, like one of each.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
don't
mean?
give a fuck if you have 23 Pikachus.
Okay, you see.
On your journey to become a Pokemon master, how many Pokemon have you caught?
I have 367 out
Damn.
of 372 currently available.
Yeah, I have 358 out of 370.
Yeah. Most of those are
Pretty good.
legendaries that you still have to get.
I have most of the legendaries. I don't have the ones that are region locked.
Yeah.
I got a Mr. Mime at Go Fest off a dude from Europe,
Nice.
but
He
then
traded
I
it
got
to
a
you?
Torkoal. Yeah, but then I don't have like Tropius, which is indigenous to fucking Africa.
Yeah.
Corsola is like below Florida and like the
Yeah.
Mediterranean area.
Yeah.
And I don't have Kangaskhan, which is Australia,
Australia.
and Relicanth, which is New Zealand.
Yeah.
Which is why give New Zealand, like this tiny ass island, their fucking own special Pokemon.
Make him feel good.
Yeah, I guess so.
New Zealand is pretty tight though.
Yeah.
They do a lot out of New Zealand as well, a lot of animation and ADR stuff.
Oh, a lot of pros come from there. Well, I wouldn't say pro players, but
Pokemon Masters.
Pokemon has what they call is Pokemon League, which is Pokemon Play or Play League, shit like that. And then you can go to all these tournaments around your area. You can go to regionals, nationals, championships, state championships, city championships. They do crazy ass tournaments. And then you get enough points to get invited to Worlds, and then you compete at Worlds. But if you won Worlds, you got like a $25,000 or $50,000 scholarship, or even $100,000, I think. But now, last year, they announced that they're giving cash prizes, so you can go to these tournaments, win, and walk out with like 10 G's.
So what do you mean? What do you mean by scholarship, though?
To
Like-
Pokemon University.
No, just they,
Right.
they gave you like a
Game Freak University.
they gave you like a scholarship fund thing. You know what I mean?
Also, to go to school,
Dude, if I won, I'm just gonna sell my $50,000 scholarship
right? Yeah, fuck
for
that.
like 45. You know,
It's like selling your food stamps.
give
man.
somebody like half off. You know, or 10% off. Like, hey man.
So I would assume that there were some pretty bomb-ass reveals at this Pokemon Go Fest, right?
Yeah, they released a quest for Go Fest 2018 specifically that you could complete, and the quest essentially they have you complete a task such as like catch so many Pokemon or spin so many stops, or complete a raid, stuff like that. So essentially you would complete these quests, and they were pretty easy. As long as you went through the park and caught the Pokemon in front of you, it was pretty simple. And that was the way they released Celebi, which is one of the mythical Pokemon from Gen 2. And so technically right now in the game, the only people who have that are people who did go to Go Fest this year.
Yeah, so that was the big incentive, I
Okay.
guess. And the unknowns, which are completely like insanely rare. Like I've never seen an unknown like outside of Go Fest, which they do spawn, but it's just they're insanely rare.
But you met some cool people there.
I mean, yeah and no. It's kind of hard. Like maybe if we were more concerned with, like interacting with people rather than fucking just grinding.
Being on your phones.
Yeah, you're just walking, looking at your phone the whole time, like just grinding it out. Like
Yeah.
we could have stepped back and talked to people. I talked to a few people, but outside of like stopping at the porta potties or something and trading a dude and
Wow.
Bunch of broadcasting professionals in here.
But yeah, it was more grinding. walking our fucking dicks chafed.
Yeah, I gotcha.
We did meet Brandon Tan though.
Yeah, we did meet Brandon Tan, which was fucking awesome.
Yep.
Just randomly.
And
Yeah.
he is
The number one Pokemon Go player in the entire world.
Yeah, I believe he had 580 million
Yeah,
experience.
it was like 580 or 590. Have you ever seen the documentary? He is insane.
He has a documentary.
Yeah, Trainer Tips did a documentary on him. It's like a 50-minute documentary, maybe like 30 minutes. The
Damn.
dude does like 55 legendary raids a day. That's like all he does.
Does he get paid?
I would assume so at this point. I'm sure they paid him to come to the Go Fest. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
He also sets up like those essentially raid buses, everything, and so they go around and essentially like there's a group of I'd say 20,
Oh, easily.
20 people, and they just ride around and they hit the raids. And there's a technique you can do, like once you start fighting the raid, it doesn't matter if you're still near the gym. So the driver will just go to the next raid. So as soon as everybody's done with that one, they're already at the next one, and they just queue into it and then just repeat. And they're just in the van for hours at a time doing that.
The dude's so legit that he drives and has his iPad fucking mounted on the dash, and he listens to the sounds so he can hear them attack, and he just like throws his balls while driving and just fucking nails them. It's insane.
Wow, I'll have to check it
To
out.
put it in perspective, he has 590 million. I have 28 million.
Yeah, I'm at 23 million.
It's just crazy.
Plebs.
Yeah, right. And nobody knew him too. It's just like we walk by, we're like, hey, that's fucking Brandon Tan. Let's go take a picture.
That's
With him.
awesome.
His girlfriend was fucking sexy too. I'm gonna throw that out there.
nice. Nice.
Do they have anything going on for San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah, they have special spawns going on for Comic Con. Just basically unknowns that
Yeah.
spell. I think it spells Comic Con SD, or so
Oh,
those
okay.
letters are spawning.
Yeah.
But the unknowns are so fucking rare. It's people will fucking go for them.
Yeah.
Expand on the battle system, because that's what pushed me away from Pokemon Go, because I'm not a collector. I don't collect anything really. Even comic books, I sell them every couple of years. But I do host secret dog fights. Like, that's what I'm into. I just want to make creatures fight each other.
There's no PvP yet.
So they haven't even entertained the thought of like, oh, you can now battle your friend.
Yeah, but like with the tap and swipe shit that they have right now, like how interesting would it be to battle your friend?
To play this game.
That's a good point.
I mean, if you're doing that at the gym, because the gym, that's when the pressure should be on. You know what I mean?
The raids is more but now it's just so many people play raids. That's like, unless you really want to challenge yourself and just do it by yourself, like that's really where the challenge comes in. But usually you just get enough people, you're just like fucking mashing the screen.
Yeah, like
You're
a lot
just-
of people don't even bother looking at the screen while they're doing.
So what is a
fight.
raid exactly?
A raid it's a boss fight. It has higher CP than normal, more HP than normal. There's a time limit. So you have to go in and throw a pass in, which you get one free one a day, or you have to pay $1 per pass to do these things. But they guarantees the Pokemon, after you beat it, you get to catch it.
So the boss is the Pokemon.
Yes. And you fight just a big-ass Pokemon.
Everyone at once.
Yes. Or you're by yourself, or however you want to do it.
Yeah.
So what's the reward?
You get to catch the Pokemon.
Okay, but then what do you do after that?
Well, you
Like,
also
what's the end game
You
for
also
you
get
guys?
you also get other items. You get TMs and stuff from raids. I think a lot of the reason like some people keep playing even after they would feel like they've completed the game with no end game is because of the fear of missing out. Is what a lot of people, and it's referred to as FOMO, is what a lot of people say. And it's just as if like today where they had the Zapdos Day event from 2 to 5 p.m. During that Zapdos Day, he also got a special move that he won't be able to have any other time. So a lot of people are like, well, that's like a collectible. I need that for my collection. So they intentionally, have to dedicate time. And then also, they might want to collect a lot of them. And that's going to take a lot of the raid passes, meaning that they're going to have to drop money that way just because they don't want to miss out on the events also. And I think I've seen a lot of people talk about it with other mobile games.
Yeah. I mean, you could really get to the, deep root of why anyone does fucking anything for enjoyment. But, does Ricky Tan have all the Pokemon?
Ricky,
Brandon Tan, but yes, probably.
He has all of the Pokemon. Because that would be, obviously that's the goal, right? Catch
Yeah,
them
like,
all.
call
Call me old school, but...
He's Singapore. He could hit all those spots before he came to Chicago and things like
Yeah,
that.
if they're paying him to go to events and stuff, he's probably...
And you have a documentary out. It's not like someone couldn't send you that,
It's just a travel thing.
Yeah, I guess you just play until you're one of those dudes.
Yeah.
And then you just keep playing because you're one of those dudes.
True.
And you're, top dog. You're the shit.
I have to say, before we go, the reason I keep playing is for community. Like,
Yeah.
I've met so many people that I wouldn't have met and befriended a lot of people, and just being able to go out with a group of like 70 people on these events, and everybody has the same goal. There's no bullshit, you know what I mean? People aren't arguing. We're all just trying to have fun and get the best shit. Like,
I mean,
that's the reason I
Yeah,
keep
for
going.
sure. And that's the best reason to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's a great way to explore cities too. I mean,
It seems fun. It really does. And I know they have a lot of games now, like in the vein of Pokemon Go. Like they have a Harry Potter one, I think, and a Jurassic Park one, and a Simpsons one or something, I would imagine.
The Harry Potter one's actually being made by Niantic.
What about the, isn't there a Walking Dead one too? I've been seeing that a lot on...
I have no idea.
Yeah, it looks super fucking dumb.
Probably.
But dude, a lot of the San Diego Comic-Con reveals have been like AR games.
That's the fucking future, man.
Yeah.
Like, how do we get people to be less fat?
Seems like a lot of fucking work to me.
I hope they come out with Pokemon Go for Oculus Rift Go.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
And it's AR. So you can still see where you're walking and everything.
But it's
just
actually augmented reality. Yeah.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah, Pokemon's sick. But yeah, thanks for coming on the show, guys. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
you know, don't quit. Chase your dreams.
I'm gonna be
Never
the best.
stop. Never stop. So this is going to be the last segment of this episode. So if you guys want to do a little goodbye, Jeremiah, get it in there. Crush it. Fuck it up. Let's get that click track back.
And that's all we have, folks. Have a good day.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Subscribe to the Hype and Cowl Podcast on all social media platforms.
See, we got the pros in
Let's
here.
go. Here we go.
Yeah.
WKKR. Right.
Yeah, let's get a couple drinks. 13 drinks a person, Jeremiah. You ready
Sounds
to get
good.
fucked up?
Yeah, dude.